What's up, guys? Joel Valley from Media Glitch, and I am here with
Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man.
Oh, come on. I don't even think you need to introduce yourself, man. Everyone knows who you are, dude.
I would hope so, but, you know, Brad Pitt, Ming Chen, those usually don't come out in the same sentences, so I'm trying, though.
They do in my world.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
For sure, for sure. So, man, we go way back. Like, what, 5 minutes?
5 minutes, but you go back with the View Askew universe, I heard. Kevin Smith. You go back, what, to 94 with when Clerks came out? Is that far?
Yeah. And we're going to get into that. So you're from, your parents are from China, right?
They are.
And you're from Ohio, which is neighbors to Michigan.
Yes.
You know, we go to Ohio to go to Cedar Point.
Okay, I love Cedar Point.
Ohio, people come to Michigan to get the car stolen, I guess. I don't know. What was it like growing up in that town as compared to where you're at today?
Colder, and they're, you know, different. I boil it down to food mainly. So, you know, different sodas. I drink a lot of sodas. So, you know, I'm a good Michigan boy as well. They have a brand called Faygo. I don't know if you're familiar with it, which later on, Insane Clown Posse, what do they call? What's the word? Appropriated for themselves and kind of made it, you know, their own brand. But yeah, Jersey, the East Coast, where I live now in Jersey and Kevin Smith country, a little more rough and tumble. Little more, you know, if you want something, you know, you'll speak up for it, and they're a little more rougher around the edges. I like it, though. I like it. It taught me to be a little tougher. But you don't hesitate to make fun of your friends, which you see a lot of on Comic Book Man. A lot of people I get made fun of a lot. We make fun of our customers. It's all in a day's work, though, and you know, I had to learn very quickly that you got to take the barbs, you got to give them back, or you're not going to survive. So I kind of like that.
Now, a lot of people might not know what the View Askew universe is, and they might not know what that website is. But back in the day, tell me what happens. You are sitting down, you watch Clerks for the first time, not knowing that this is going to change the whole direction of your life. What are you doing at that time? What happens? Set it all up for those who do not know.
So in 1994, Kevin Smith's first movie, Clerks, comes out. I see it on VHS, and I was blown away by it. I'm like, who are these guys? Jay and Silent Bob? Never seen any characters like that before. And who's this nut who shot it in black and white, took out 10 credit cards, took this huge financial risk to make this dirty movie where like every other word is the F word, and there's so much cursing, but it's intelligent cursing. All the cursing serves a purpose.
Right.
And I was like, who talks like this? Is this what New Jersey is like? I fall completely in love with this movie, and I wanted to channel my fandom somehow. And back then, there was no Facebook or Twitter. You couldn't even really tell people outside of your own friends that there was this movie that you liked. So I created a website for the movie, fan website. I put clips on there.
Can I just interrupt? Not just clips of the movie, but actual behind the scenes Laserdisc clips, right? If I remember.
Yeah. I went out to a place called Tower Records, which no longer exists. I grabbed a thing called the Laserdisc that had all these cutscenes on it. I ripped off all the cutscenes. I ripped off all the stuff that you were supposed to pay for. I put it all online. Yeah. And my goal was to find other Clerks fans. And I did that.
You found the number one Clerk fan.
Found the number one Clerk fan, which was Kevin Smith. He saw the site. He was like, wow, man, you did a great job. How would you like to come work with me? I want a website like you did for the Clerks site. I want to do one for all my movies. And I want to be able to communicate with the internet. Because there was no Twitter or Facebook. How do I do that? And I was like, let's just set up a message board, and I would love to work with you. And that was 22 years ago. I'm still working with him, and lo and behold, he put me on this crazy TV show. So very weird path. But you know, we in between all that, we podcasted. We've done lots of wacky things, but a
better option than him sending you to jail for ripping his movie and putting it online.
I mean, there's a thing called copyright, and you know, he was well within his rights to shut me down, send me a thing called a cease and desist. I don't know. He could have, lawsuits, whatever, but he didn't. He took the smart way and was like, hey, you know what you're doing. You're a passionate fan. Can you help? I know you can help me out. Will you help me out? And of course I did.
Oh my gosh, and it's paid off in dividends, right, for you?
I think so. I mean, I'm just being a fanboy, though, when it all comes down to it. I get to talk about my fandom on Comic Book Men. I get to see vintage comics and toys that I either owned or wanted as a kid. I get to go to comic book conventions where I could be a fan every weekend. It's pretty amazing.
What was it like to meet Kevin Smith the first time? Or had you guys had enough conversations on the phone? You're like, yeah, this guy's my friend now, or was it still a little nerve-wracking?
Oh, it's definitely nerve-wracking. We had a couple conversations on the phone, but there's nothing like meeting someone in person, which is why I love these conventions. I get to meet people in person. I get to talk to them. I answer all their questions. You know, though being face-to-face is still number one. Even with the internet and, you know, you can FaceTime people, whatever. It's not the same. It's not the same as actually meeting somebody, shaking their hand, looking them in the eye, maybe going out and having dinner with them. I don't know, but there's nothing like that. Human interaction's still number one.
So years later, after all the Smith films have come out, not all of them, he's still making some, but what I'm saying is, what does he call you and say, hey, AMC wants to do new? I'm sure Kevin Smith is the one setting this up, making everything happen. Does he call you and say, there's gonna be a camera in your face now, or what's happened?
That's pretty much exactly what we did, and we were like, how high are you right now? How much did you smoke today? Who would watch a TV show about four of us idiots at the store arguing about Star Wars and the Force and old Star Wars movies and Back to the Future and, you know, M. Night Shyamalan movies and whatever? No one's gonna watch that. Is that what they want the show to be? He's like, yeah, that's exactly what they want. Like, no one's gonna watch this. Lo and behold, we found out everybody has those conversations. Everybody related to us have those conversations, and thank God, because they watch it, and 7 seasons later, we're still going. It's great.
Did you ever, 7 seasons, did you ever see it going this long, dude?
No, I'm like, you know what, they give us 6 episodes the first season, and we thought we were kind of going to be like one and done. And I thought this could be something cool that I'd be able to show my grandkids one day, that they shot this little 6-episode TV show, and now we're at 93 or 96 episodes when when this season ends. Hopefully we do more. I would love to hit 100. I would love to hit 200. I would love to go another 10 years.
So Kevin, if you haven't watched Comic Book Men, basically Kevin is on the beginning of the show, the end of the show, and in between sporadically, right?
Yes.
So, but you guys are you're basically having to keep this thing together. Now I know, because I've heard you on Smodcast, I've heard you guys for years. I know you guys are funny. I know, you know, Brian Johnson, Walter Flanagan, you yourself, all you guys are really funny guys. So I know, but man, was it, when you were shooting that first episode, did you ever think like, man, no one's gonna watch this? I mean, how did you feel about that? Were you nervous?
I was nervous. I don't know if you ever had a camera shoved in your face, or maybe 2 cameras shoved in your face.
A couple times.
It takes a couple days to get over, and then you kind of forget about them. It's like, you know what? Just make fun of your friends like you usually do, and that's all. That's all that matters. And if people watch, great. If nobody watches, not so great. But at least, you know, at least you're being yourself.
Right.
And that's exactly what we do. And yeah, we're all friends with the crew now. We joke around with them. They're a part of our gang, really. So you don't really notice that anymore, and it's not really.
They're kind of friends now,
it's
too.
not even nerve-wracking anymore. People come in, Brian makes fun of them. We'll talk about this item that we really, really love, whether it be G.I. Joe or Star Wars, or a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 129, first appearance of the Punisher, whatever.
Yeah.
This is stuff that we love, so we talk lovingly and passionately about that. And I think it reflects on, you know, when you watch it, you can see that we love this stuff, and we love living this stuff. And yeah, we're living multiple dreams here, everybody, and it's awesome. I love it. I love it.
And it's a good thing that Brian Johnson makes fun of everyone, because he is literally the segment, the segue out of every segment, man.
Oh yeah,
he does
he's a genius. He's a comedic genius, and we're lucky to have him, even though he can be a real pain in the butt sometimes.
Actually, so I lived in Mexico for years. I'm a film director myself. And then I came to America to film my next film. But I sit on the board for the film commission down there. And one day I got a movie called Vulgar.
Yes.
And I'm watching this thing, and you're in it, right?
I am in it.
And Kevin Smith, and I'm like, who made this thing? It's Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people know that.
Yeah, Brian's a writer at heart, writer by trade, really. And he wrote and directed a movie that came out in 2001 called Vulgar, about a clown. It's a little disturbing. It's very Brian Johnson disturbing. I recently rewatched it, and I had kind of forgotten how great it was. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it many years ago, I was like, all right, Brian made this weird movie.
What's that?
Yeah, but I love it. It's a great movie. Everyone should go and watch it. It's very good.
Yeah, I didn't even know that existed, and then it's funny that it would show up in Mexico on my desk in a pirated form. I'll just say that. Yep. But it was pretty interesting. So what a gig to get a time slot after Walking Dead, right?
Sure.
You have comic book men come on after Walking Dead, but from what I heard on a Smodcast once, it wasn't always, roses over there at AMC. At one point, they wanted you guys to do more of a scripted type of show, and you guys didn't want to do. What went down there, and how was that feeling?
I mean, I think they realized that. There's no way to do a scripted show. We don't memorize lines. We're not actors. You gotta act. If you want to read off a script, you gotta act. I think they discover very quickly. And actually, it was always unscripted. There was a crew that came in the second season who kind of had different ideas. They kind of wanted to set up things a little more, and it just wasn't going to work. We're not set up kind of guys. A lot of people watch the show. They think it's scripted. They think there's no way you're that funny on the fly, and we are. That's just how we talk on a daily basis. We're all podcasters, so we've been trained to keep the conversation flowing. Brian and all of us are just naturally funny. I mean, they've been busting on me for years, so all of that is from their heart. So, yeah, anything like that, putting on a script, like writing out in advance, it just doesn't work. You can't have that kind of natural ball bustingness, I want to call it.
You can't even fake the laughs either that, right?
No, absolutely not. So, yeah, there's no script in our show. I mean, it just wouldn't work. So, yeah, that's all us.
Do you have a favorite episode thus far that you've shot?
I have a couple. Anytime Stanley's come in a couple times, so we've been very blessed to have Stanley come in twice. That in itself is amazing. I met
Stan once, and it was life-changing. To see someone with so much energy, at just the way he is, it's just, man, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, but we've met so many great people. Adam West, Burt Ward.
But you personally, life-changing, what was it?
I had to be Stan Lee was life-changing, but I have a couple episodes where we don't even have celebrity guests. There's one where me and Mike do a zombie run for charity.
Yeah.
I trained him Rocky 3 style. That was fun. I mean, we're just there's an episode where we raced the Black Beauty versus the Batmobile. I got to dress up like Kato. I got to channel a little Bruce Lee. That was fun. So many great episodes.
Did recently, was it season 7? You had Robert Englund?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they my friend surprised me by bringing him in for my birthday. Like, what how can you?
Man.
Yeah, how can you top that birthday? It's one of the best birthdays ever. So yeah, he gave me a couple. He gave me a glove. He gave me a Freddy glove. A Freddy sweater. That was mind blowing as well. I love Robert Englund.
Okay, so here's a question: what's the best Nightmare on Elm Street?
Oh, definitely the first one for sure.
That is the wrong answer. The right answer is Dream Warriors. Okay.
There's no Johnny Depp in the Dream Warriors. Am I correct on that? I believe. Yeah, he's dead. He dies in the first one. So
it's true. But man, Dream Warriors is so good, man. You got to give it another look.
Okay, very close second then. Very close second.
Okay, and then do you have a favorite horror movie?
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street, which is why even Robert Englund coming in, being able to meet him, was even better. Robert Englund, he created that character out of nothing. There's no character like that. The weapon is iconic. Anyone can use a machete or a chainsaw or an axe or whatever.
Right.
Making a glove, like that's stuff that nightmares are made out of.
And one can argue, he kind of made Luke Skywalker too, right?
He did. Yeah. Oh yeah.
If
yeah.
they don't know that, you should go watch.
Yeah. There's a story. They were roommates, and Robert Englund may have suggested to Mark Hamill that he should try out for this part about a space farm boy who gets a laser sword. So yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember V?
Oh.
Robert Englund and V?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a fan of V. The Final Battle. Yeah. I'm an 80s kid, so V was very 80s TV series. Yeah, Diana.
That's Robert Englund.
And the guy who played the Beastmaster was in it.
Mark, what's his name?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm blanking as well. I haven't slept enough last night, but it'll come to me. But yeah, it was such a great TV series, and yeah, he was on that. He killed it. It was great.
So many geeky questions I have. How about season 4? You get to meet Kiss, man.
Oh yeah, Gene Simmons, man. The Gene Simmons. I'm surprised he didn't try to copyright or trademark me, but
Yeah.
But that's what he does. Yeah, they're rock legends, so yeah, it was pretty cool meeting Gene Simmons and then getting to go to a Kiss concert. Amazing.
Was that your first Kiss concert?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a Kiss fan, but not enough to go to a concert. But this time, I kind of have that connection now. So, and Gene Simmons, for a lot of people don't know, is a huge comic book fan. Huge.
Yeah, I seen Kiss when they first came back in makeup. I think was it 99, 98, something like that. I'm a huge Kiss fan, so it's crazy. So
it's great. I mean, they're kind of like comic book characters come to life who happen to rock.
Right. Now, you do a lot of podcasting. You do a lot of other things besides Comic Book Men. Is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I do a couple podcasts with Mike Zapsik. One's called I Sell Comics. It's on Kevin's Smodcast Network. We do a show called The Ming and Mike Show where we talk about just our adventures in general. I'll talk about Albuquerque. I'll talk about coming to the con. And we just opened up a podcast studio called A Shared Universe. Check that one out, ashareduniverse.com. We have a studio specifically for podcasting.
Nice.
And we teach people how to podcast. And we're going to be streaming in there as well. So look for that soon.
Yeah, I see you streaming on Facebook. The other day you were with a bunch of like actors, right? And
Yes.
you were talking about them. And so do you just travel a lot? You're hitting what do you normally hitting? You're hitting cons now? You hitting universities? What do you
No, cons mainly. I love going to conventions. There's a convention somewhere cool in the world every weekend. I hope to be at all of them.
So you have an episode, right?
Yes.
Where you guys do a Chewbacca standoff
Yes.
with Peter Mayhew,
Right.
right? So can I go up against you and we can see who does a better Chewie?
I lost really bad. We did a Wookiee. I was a Wookiee off where we brought Peter Mayhew in to judge who had the best Wookiee call. I did not win. Mine's pretty horrible.
I know, but I think they
you
want
win
to.
Automatically.
I think they want to see it.
All right. So who's going first then?
You pick.
You go first.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go. You ready?
Yes. Wow, that's really good. Mine's more like, ah! like mine's pretty bad.
I just had to get that on camera, man.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. So awesome, man. I appreciate you taking time for us.
You got it.
I would love to have more time with you, but I know there's people here who want to talk to you, want to sign.
I'm here all weekend. I'll probably be back next year. Come and hang out.
I might get a part 2 interview. You never know. So, guys, go check them out. Comic Book Men. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.